A while ago, 2 of my paintings returned to the studio, including this one of a tidal pool. It had been on display at a few exhibitions and hadn't been sold. I actually found it a bit boring. Everything runs neatly into the distance, the patterns on the beach are okay, nothing wrong, but all in all a bit boring. So I decided to start working on it again, without knowing exactly where I wanted to go. Okay, that's a start, but not very dynamic either. This is definitely a lot more dynamic, but the wave is too uniform. I want more variation in its shape. Not bad, and maybe I should have left it at that, but no, of course I couldn't leave it alone. And then it goes wrong, and we're back at square one. Boring. So I decide to try to go back to one of the previous stages. Usually that's mission impossible, but that doesn't stop me from trying anyway. You'll never know where you'll end up. First, the shape of the contour on the beach with a 002 Kolinsky brush. Next, block in the shape with a No. 6 synthetic flat brush. The stippler and the badger hair fan brush. I don't like the shape of the foam on the beach, so I'm partly removing it with my rag, trying to make it a little more interesting. I'm struggling with the transition between the foam and the reflecting water. A gradual transition does not seem to be the solution either. As a viewer, you don't really get the feeling that one emerges from the other. So I decide to avoid the problem altogether and transform the foam into part of the reflecting water. Adding a few foam patterns, and in hindsight, this is quite okay. Don't know what it is exactly, but my judgment seems to be a bit blurred, and I end up with this. Okay, second attempt to do the reflections. The next day I decide to apply a glaze to the lower part of the water. I think it's too pale, and I hope the glaze will make it fit in better with the rest of the painting. Gradually I extended to the entire bottom of the painting, including the sand. As a consequence, it makes sense to include the foam of the rolling wave as well. Kill your darlings. The result is that the waves in the right distance light up more, while I didn't touch them. I think I'll settle for this. It has definitely improved compared to the starting point. In conclusion, I can say that my going back and forth was partly caused by the fact that I didn't have a clear vision of where I wanted to go. And of course, I don't know when to call it a day, but I'm afraid that can't be helped. Later,